Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Talk About Sex with Sandy. I, of course, am Sandy. Today is going to be a little bit different, but before I get into that, for those who don't know me, I'll introduce myself. I'm a sex and hormone specialist, and I help people who either have hormonal imbalances, who have low libido, who have unsatisfactory sex lives. And I do this in a very holistic manner by utilizing nutrition, supplementation, essential oils, adult toys, and even making suggestions for some lifestyle changes. So we want you to get back to a vital, happy, energetic, sexy self, and I'm here to help you do that. So today is going to be a little bit different than normal. I often don't have a subject until kind of the last minute for these shows, and usually the universe, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, hits me. I'll read something, I'll hear something, and it inspires me to actually speak about it. So today we're talking about getting those medical tests done to keep an eye out on if you're having any issues with hormonal balances. So there's a number of things that you can do. This has come up because I just recently went for my Pap Smear. And what I thought was going to be my last one, I'm not sure anymore that it is going to be the last one. Apparently my doctor wants to see me. So Thursday morning, off I go, which of course made me a little bit nervous because I was just expecting it to be a slam dunk. And it's like, yeah, you're clear, fine. We'll, you don't have to come back again for one. But that wasn't the case. But I was told by the receptionist that, not to fret. Don't worry about worst case scenario. It's just something that the doctor wants to talk to me about. So Thursday morning, off I go at 8:20 in the morning. And it's going to be a very exciting full day for me on Thursday because I'm hopefully going down to see my girlfriend Celia for a catch up. And then I'm going to my surgeon, my eye surgeon, to get clarified on what's going on with my eyes. So if this eye seems a little unfocused or something, a little different, then it's still a result of the detachment. The good news is I'm seeing much better. I am out driving, so be forewarned if you live in the Durham region, but down to business. So ladies, a lot of women don't know this, but if you've had a hysterectomy, they recommend that you go get a final Pap smear done. And I don't know what the actual timeline is supposed to be. I would suggest 3 to 6 months. It's been 12 years since I had my hysterectomy. And my doctor finally, she's like, okay, you haven't had one. Like, did you ever have one afterwards? And I'm like, I don't think so. So we did one. And now something's come up. What? Who knows? We'll figure it out on Thursday. And then she kind of strongly encouraged me to go for a mammogram. Now, mammograms I am not a fan, and it's not because of the squishiness. They honestly don't hurt me. They're kind of blasé. I'm very blasé about the whole thing. Here's the thing with mammograms, because there is radiation, and it can damage breast tissue and cause a lot of problems. Now, sometimes they'll find cysts, which they have done with me in the past. Some women just have really dense breasts or lumpy breasts, and it's nothing to be concerned about. It's just that's the makeup of their body. Unless there is a family history in your family, not your spouse's, of breast cancer or any type of estrogen-dependent cancer, I would say, then you don't have to go for a mammogram until you're 50, unless you're at high risk. the reason being is that by the time you have, and you only need to really go every 2 to 3 years after the age of 50, because the accumulation of radiation won't really hit you until you're probably 90 or so. This is just kind of a generalization, so don't quote me on this because everybody's different. But this is what I've been told. I hate the idea of radiation. I hate the idea of a mammogram. It's my only option at the moment. If you're able to get thermography done, much better idea. But if you only have a mammogram every, kind of 2 to 5 years, it's not as bad as what it would be as if you started early. So I unfortunately started mammograms when I think I was about 35, and that was because my in-laws, one of my husband's aunts had breast cancer. In fact, I think she's just recovering from her 3rd or 4th round. But she's still kicking, man. She's 81, I think, and still going strong. So, it's not necessarily a death sentence. You just have to keep an eye on it. So those are kind of a couple of the things that you really have to watch out for. I encourage, if you're having some challenges and you don't know why, especially if it's low libido, or if you're having, if you're just stressed out all the time, if your hormones are just like, you're not steady, you're very scattered, the brain fog, sometimes it's because of hormonal imbalance, and sometimes it's because of your diet. Hate to tell you. But what I recommend for all of my clients for tests is to get your estrogen, your progesterone, your DHEA, your DHEAS, and your testosterone levels checked. And for thyroid, it's at the minimum, it's TSH and the free T3 and free T4. Those are just my recommendations for my clients. If you went to a naturopath, you'd be able to get saliva testing done. And that gives you a full panel of your hormones, which is, from my understanding, is more comprehensive than the medical tests that you can get. I also always recommend a live blood cell analysis, which is where they take just a drop of blood, take a look at it under the microscope. You can see it, and you see it up on the screen. That's really cool. And it can detect hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, organ issues, that kind of thing, indicators of adrenal fatigue, thyroid. It won't give you numbers in the traditional sense like medical blood tests do, but it's still a really, really good idea. And I just so happen to have a guy that I recommend everybody to. So I try to keep him busy. Anyway, and yeah, guys, at the very least, as you're getting older, get your PSA tested. That's at an absolute minimum. And then, kind of check from there to make sure. As long as that's not too bad, you should be okay. But sometimes men can have estrogen dominance too. And I have a whole series on testosterone. And in fact, my book has a lot of information on men's health as well. There's a lot of really good resources out there. So I would recommend that you don't mess around with this. Even though I've been told that it's, there's nothing to be, it's not worst case scenario and the whole bit, it's still kind of niggling in the back of my head. And I've got 2 days to wait until I actually find out anything. So take care of your health, really. Like, it doesn't take that much time to be proactive about your health. Be careful with your diet. Sugar is one of the worst possible things that you can possibly put in your body. And I know from personal experience, because it's one of my demons, even though I switched to kind of healthier alternatives, sugar and chocolate are still two of my big triggers. And I still fight with that all the time. And I'm learning to take better control of it. And I'm getting better. So, I mean, if I'm a nutritionist, I know better. So intellectually, you can know all that you want, but on that, in your head, there's something, that can really interfere with things. So lots of vegetables, please and thank you. Fruit is always a good thing, but in moderate amounts. Berries mostly. I'm a little partial to them because it's a little pun because I'm married to a berry. Just be careful. Stay away from the grains. Stay away from the dairy as much as possible. Eat lean meats. If you're going to go vegan or vegetarian, make sure that you find out how to combine proteins. So protein comes not just obviously from animals, it also comes from plants and from grains. So you can do a combination and it will give you, like rice and legumes, for instance, they'll give you a complete protein, but there's a bunch of different ways of doing it. But please make sure you're doing that and take a B12. For those who do eat meat, you don't have to worry about that so much. And I'm getting on a little bit on my time, a little bit longer than what I usually like to be. So I just wanted to encourage you again, take care of your health, drink lots of water, get lots of sleep. Water, sleep, and lack of sugar are three of the biggest things. And I'm just saying this out of love, guys. I know it sucks and it's so much easier just to eat what you want, run on as little sleep as possible because, sleep is just, it kind of gets in the way of life. And it's like, you know what? That used to be my attitude. Now I'm like, I'm always aiming for minimum 7 hours. You don't have to sleep for 10. 7 to 8 is usually a good indicator. And for water, it is 1 liter for every 50 pounds body weight. Super simple way of figuring it out. All right. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if there's anything I can do for you, give me a shout. And just for shits and giggles, I'll throw in the link to my book in the comments. And if you're in Durham region, you can save a little money and come and meet me. And I'll even sign up for you if you like. Take care, guys. Love yous. Mwah. And keep an eye on your health. Please be proactive about your health. Don't wait until it's too late. Love yous. Bye.